Last race 2 seasons ago, the legendary Spa-Francorchamps makes its way back into the schedule for the season. Always a cracker to watch, it sure will put some nice excitement into the championship battle that's unfolding ahead of us. Always hard on drivers, it's the last race before we head to the oval race of the season, so it's crucial for the top dogs to be on top here, as anything can and probably will happen next week at the Tricky Triangle. So buckle up, get some popcorn and join us today as we're ready to watch round 8 of the Grand Prix Legend Series live on the Global SimRacing channel via the iRacing eSports network. The crew to give you all these stats and storylines today will be from a way too hot press box, Ryan Walker, John and myself, Stefan Schlacher. Turning the knobs and pushing the buttons behind the scenes, our director, Sean Crackersamp, and he's using cameras provided by the great Dougie Beard. Really not needing an introduction to pretty much any race car fan around the globe, the Spa-Francorchamps circuit stands tall since the early days of motor racing within the rolling Ardennes Hills. Though, to give us a nice refresh on the challenges this track brings to the table, let's head tarmac side with GSRC's track guide.
Welcome to Spa-Francorchamps. Less than an hour's drive east from the German border, this Belgian track has come to define racing for many different eras in the sport. It's no wonder it continues to entrance drivers when you look at the stats. The 7 kilometers over the course of a lap includes more than 330 feet in elevation change as it weaves its way through the Ardennes forest. Packed into this is 19 turns, some of which are considered among the most famous in the world of racing. Corners like La Source and Blanchemont have been on the lips of drivers for decades. But by far the most notorious is Eau Rouge and Rétillon. Typically referred to in name by just the first section, it dips low and swings left, then compresses and climbs to the right up a massive hill. The sequence ends with a completely blind crest that sweeps to the left and leads onto the incredibly long Kemmel Straight. The bravery required to be fast through there will pay off towards one of the most popular passing spots at Lacombe. Eau Rouge is exemplary of the rest of the circuit though. Most of the turns are incredibly fast and many include much of that signature elevation change. As jaw-dropping as the track is, you have to remember that this is the modern truncated layout. The old one, raced until 1979, was 14 kilometers in length, yet carried an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Present-day safety measures do cut down on the danger, but even in recent history, the circuit has proven deadly. It's clear why this track continues to be revered and respected by racers the world round.
The always great Joe Peak talking you a lap around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. By the way, are you looking to take advantage of GSRC's over 1 million global monthly impressions? From official series sponsorships to commercial placements, we have advertising options customizable to suit your company's needs. Follow the link in the description to learn more. Speaking about learning more, what else can you tell us, Ryan, about today's track?
Yeah, this fantastic 4.35 mile track is located to close to the town of Francorchamps, and yeah, it's went through some changes in the past. I think off the top of my head, it didn't run a Grand Prix here in 1984, 2003, and 2006 due to going through some changes, and it eventually came back and they hosted the Belgian Grand Prix with an up-to-date configuration. Today we'll be using the Grand Prix layout, and the track has an amazing 19 turns, and possible passing places will be through the exit of Rétillon onto the Kemmel Straight, and also turn 5, which is Les Combes, then turn 15, which is a bus stop chicane, and also another passing opportunity could be into turn 10, which is pull-on. So plenty of places to make a move, but also there's some places that you can't make a move, and if you try, that will end up in disaster.
Very much so. Ending up in disaster. It's not really the story of the championship thus far. As we look at the F1's Drivers' Championship, you can see Nicola Kochi on top, only 4 points separated from our UK night driver. That is Mick Cledge. Over train grade, not too far behind either, 11 points, and it's another point back to 4th place, Rob Boldenik. And those four, just 12 points in between them, and then we have a very unlucky Peter Mikush that is sitting in 5th place, already 73 points behind. That's nearly 50 points behind Rob Olenek, so big gap between there, but those top four, extremely tight. Ryan, I don't think it's still that tight in the F2 Championship.
It's not really close at the top anyway in the F2 Championship. That's currently being led by Finnish driver Antti Karinen with 158 points. But he fallen back a little bit as David Rossi in second. He's 51 points further back. And rounding out the top three is another Finnish driver, Pekka Risto. And then rounding out the rest of the championship is Andrew Eng in 4th and Eric Loko in 5th. So at the moment it's kind of been a bit of a runaway for Karinen up at the top.
And to give a little bit of once again there on Karinen, he would be 5th place, 4 points ahead of Peter Mikush in the F1 Drivers' Championship if he would be eligible for that. So that just is an extremely well performance by Antti Karinen. Speaking about very well performances, let's have a look at the Nations Cup, where Italy leads once again. From 3rd, they jumped up to 1st, beating out the United States, who stayed in 2nd place once again after the last Grand Prix, 277 points to their name, with the United Kingdom in 3rd, Norway in 4th place, and Finland in 5th. That's all points gathered up by Karinen, because we also have Pekka Risto in there. So Finland, 2 drivers to the names, and they have 5th place secured right now, just behind the Soul Warrior that is Ove Trengrid. Speaking about Soul Warriors, what can our Warriors really expect from today's round?
Yep, some details about the race today. This is the 8th round of the 13-round season. Amazing to think that we're on round 8 already, and the season's just flew by. And the race length for today will be 15 laps. And the setup, as always, is open, so you're free to make any changes on the car that if you have to make any changes. And today, or as always, the incident limits is 17x, which will be a stop and go. And if you get to 25, it'll be an automatic disqualification from the race. So some of these drivers will have to be careful with regards to going off track. And Spa is notorious for off tracks as well, which will bite you.
Yeah, one thing that is really good for our drivers is that, yes, they have probably very hot temperatures in their homes right now, but at least the track itself isn't that hot, with a mostly cloudy sky, 20 degrees Celsius in the air, 28 degrees Celsius on the track. At least the cars will feel a little bit more home on the tarmac out there today. Nicola Kochi right now, 1st place, 2 minutes 15.995. Never mind, over train grade puts in a 15.393. Let's have a look at what Mick Kletch can put in here in this lap. He's getting around to the bus stop right now. Nice braking there. Does hit the 1st apex onto the 2nd apex, and it's a quick dash to the start finish line here to finish off his 1st lap. Let's have a look. Mick Kletch goes on to provisional pole, 6/10 faster than the Norwegian Ove Trengrid.
Rob Olenek on a lap as well, and they just cut on the exit of Radion heading onto the Kemmel Straight, and Yuri Giesen's coming across the line to complete his lap, and it looks like he'll be going up to, what position? Up to P10, so a decent lap by Yuri.
A very good lap for him there. After all, we have 38 drivers, so that is going to be a little bit of a bigger thing here today. But he is top 10, still a very good result for him. I think that is right now, would be right now his highest qualifying position, as somebody who takes him. He's now back into 11th place. Andre Schumacher was that man into 10th place. Antonio Rees, one of the veterans of this series, right now sitting in 13th place. Looking from outside to the inside of the top 10. It is only about 3/10 that he has to gain, and I think he is one of the men that can most definitely do it. I'm actually not sure right now if this is even a fast lap by Rees. That might have been an off-track right there out of Blanchimont, and indeed he is not accelerating anymore. So that must have been it for Antonio. Let's see though if I will stand corrected as he heads out of the bus stop. Slow exit there as well. And that was a slow lap to begin with. Anyway, and it didn't come so
Chris Marikami coming up to the line as well to complete his lap, and it looks like it'll be a 2:18.6, and it looks like that puts him up to P16, and also coming around the final corner is Rob Olenek to complete his lap.
3/10 faster for Murakami, but he didn't improve in position whatsoever. Let's have a look. Rob Olenek puts himself on the pressure lap into 6th place. Very well done for him. Still is 10th slower than Mick Kletsch. Speaking about Mick Kletsch, he's coming out of the last corner now. Turn number 19. What can he do in his second lap? A 14.7 it was. And that was a not counted lap. So Mick Kletsch stays in first place for right now.
Thomas Dorf across the line as well and completes his lap, but he doesn't improve. And Rafael Dorado's coming around the final corner and across the line to complete his lap. What will it be? It'll be a 2:15.5 up into 3rd place.
Yeah, very good lap. Also, a pressure lap, as that was the only time that counted for him. But with all of that, Mick Kletsch, he is your pole sitter for today. A 14.795 was good enough. The only man inside a 2:14 lap. Over train grade, 2:15.3 put him into 2nd place, with Rafael Dorado 2/10 behind in 3rd. Peter Mikos, 4th place for him. Nicola Kochi in 5th. The championship leader, a little bit of work to do for him here today, with Roman Pavsnowski in 6th, Rob Olenek 7th, Thomas Topp, another good qualifying for him in 8th, Antti Keränen continues his very good run in 9th place, and Sebastian Tixier rounds out your top 10 of the grid.
Starting in 11th is Pekka Risto, alongside him in 12th is Andrei Schumacher, with Yuri Giesen starting in 13th. 14th will be David Rossi, and behind him will be Antonio Ruiz. Alongside him in 16th will be Colin Bentley, Warren Watkins in 17th. 18th is Andrew Eng, 19th is Chris Marikami, and rounding out the 20 is Robert Plumley.
Philippe Urquhart in 21st, Dave Cohen 22nd, Janne Lehmann 23rd, Randy Howe and Emmanuel Pereira round out the top 25 of the field, with Donald Peake in 26th, Gary Lee Sweetland in 27th, Luke Greenfield 28th, Andres Bruno 29th, and top 30 is completed by John Van Dorn.
31st is Terry Tromenheiser, 32nd is John Olsen, David Mayer starts in 33rd, 34th is Douglas Nelson, 35th is Gary Anderson, Fabian Clough in 36th, and the two drivers at the back completing the grid with no time is Thierry Rosalet in 37th, and 38th it's Robert's back row Bob Reynolds.
The nickname has been given to Robert Reynolds. He embraces that, by the way, so he does smile from time to time at it. The engines, meanwhile, are harmonizing. Green flag is being waved. Now, racing is on here at Spa-Francorchamps. It's a good start from Rafael Dorado, but as well with Mick Kletsch as they head into turn 1. La Source, always a danger point here in real life. How are we looking in this race? There was a little bit of a nudge onto Roman Pavsnowski, who had to go very wide there by Antti Keränen, but it seems like everything played out very nicely, as I don't see anybody crashing in the backfield as well on our long-range shot. Peter Mikos now on the attack on 3rd place. Rafael Dorado with a very bad exit out of Eau Rouge and Radillon. Let's have a look what is going to happen between those two, as there's no challenge up front for Mick Kletsch right now heading into Lecumbe. But it seems like Dorado able to defend his 3rd place right now. But that gives an opportunity back to Nicola Kochi to the inside of the exit of Lecumbe. Will he take away 4th place? It is the run now for Peter Mikos all the way down to Brussels. It's still the inside for Nicola Kochi. 4th place, very tightly contested here. And it seems like Nicola Kochi, your championship leader, has taken away 4th place.
Yeah, great move by Nicola, and the back up at the front as well. I'm just watching Claras and Trengrid, and it looks like those two guys are starting to slowly just pull away from Dorado and build up a little bit of a gap, and Dorado as well starting to just build a little bit of a cushion behind him as well. So the top 3 slowly breaking away at this point, but it's still only lap 1.
There was only one driver who had already to take his car back to the pits. Sean Olsen was the victim of that. A self-spin that was into the barrier. Really no need to go there, as it was a single car incident. Over Trengrid, meanwhile, he's starting to hunt down the back of Mick Kletsch there. Really nose to tail out of Kouf Paul Ferrer. Now the run all the way back up to Blanchimont and the chicane. Mikkelaj, number 1, your championship defender. For 2 seasons in a row, by the way. Oh, that's a little bit of a slide there for over train grade. Not a point where you want to have a slide there, Ryan.
Absolutely not. Blanchimont is one of those scary corners that you don't want to get wrong. Otherwise, you'll just end up on the wall. And over train grade, I bet his heartbeat went up by God knows how much, but it would have won't come up anyway.
First lap completed is still Mikkelaj leading ahead of Ovid Traingrade, Rafael Durán, Nicola Kochi, and Rob Olnick. Right now, your top 5 separated by 3.26 seconds. If you want to really keep up with all these stats of this race, your place to be is GSRC.tv. It's our live timing and scoring page available for all of our broadcasts. In behind, Peter Mikus tries to get past Rob Olnick. Rob Olnick starting to fall down the order there a little bit. Actually, Peter Mikus starts to fall down. He started in 4th, now he's back in 5th place again, after already being overtaken by Rob Olnick earlier in this time.
Rider on board with Rob Olnick as well, and just in front of him is Peter Mikus, and just not too far behind this battle as well. We've got looks like Sebastian Tixier and Pekka Risto and Roman Pavlowski going at it for P8 as well. So yeah, really still close battles at the moment, and surprisingly everyone's survived the first couple of laps, Steph.
Yeah, Roman Pavlowski very unlucky with drawing the short stroll in turn 1, having to go very wide. They're losing a lot of positions. Making his way back though now already in P number 10, I think that is. Hunting down the back of fellow Finnish driver Pekka Risto. Fellow Finnish driver from the guy ahead of him, that's Antti Keronen, your F2 championship leader. Actually, Sebastian Tixier is behind them. In between them rather. So Pekka Risto separated from his nation man. But Roman Pavlowski really not too strong through Colferel. Let's see how Blanchimont works for him. Oh, that's a lot faster. Way too fast. Has to get on the binders. Somehow saves that car from spinning out.
Holy moly, I thought that was going to end up in a big incident, but Roman managed to slow it down surprisingly and just avoid a big accident. But maybe just got caught out by Pekka just slowing down a little bit, or a little bit more than expected, but holy moly.
Holy moly indeed, that was probably also the thinking there of Roman Pavlowski, seeing how much slower Pekka Risto is taking Blanchimont. Going up to first place though, Mick and Ove are starting to once again get closer after Ove had that near spin through Blanchimont as well, just 2 laps ago. Look at how much more confident Ove Traingrade is on the brakes there into Lacombe. Really close down that gap as a cloud once again moves in between the sun and the surface. Let's see how that's going to affect both of them. Look at how much more confident Ove Traingrade is on the brakes. Gaining 2-3 car lengths every single time they have to go hard on the binders. I wonder if that's going to be something what we have to watch out for heading into maybe Lacombe or the chicane.
Yeah, absolutely, and Ove is a lot closer than he has been before, and it looks like it seems to be the case with Mick this season. He seems to be a wee bit slow in the early stages of the race, but as the race goes on, and he seems to get more comfortable and just start pulling away. But at the moment, Mr. Traingrade is not letting Claridge get away that easy.
Yeah, I would nearly say that Mick is struggling, because look at how much slower he is also through turns. So really have to watch out. This might be a battle happening soon, or rather no overtake happening soon between those two lines. Have a look now, heading into Blanchimont for the 3rd time today. Which Traingrade is a little bit stronger through the middle. That gives him a nice run through the Bridgestone Bridge. He's going to the outside. Has Mikkelaj defended well enough? Yes, he has, as Ove Traingrade goes a little bit on the grass and once again has to take 2nd place for the outside.
Yep. And also in the background as well, Rafael Dorado in third place is slowly catching back up to these guys. So if Mick and Ove keep scrapping away with each other and keep holding each other up, Dorado could be in the box seat.
15.842 that was last lap, 2 times faster than Mick Klatsch, so he's most definitely catching them. And yeah, Mick Klatsch being caught by someone, that's not something we see very often. Maybe he is struggling a little bit with the setup of his car. Right now, pretty much even spread all the way down Camel Straight. Those three are, but not in behind. Nicola Kochi on the defense against Peter Mikas, who found his rhythm again. But Peter Mikas had to choose the outside of Lecumbe and thus stays behind still in 4th place. But it also seems like Nicola Kochi is struggling a little bit. Peter Mikas, the Slovakian driver, has found the better setup, it seems like, for the first few laps of this race.
Indeed, this battle is fantastic to watch, and these guys will be really close together. And I'm a bit surprised that Rob Alnick is not closer to the front than he usually is. Maybe struggling with the setup, or maybe his setup's not suited to these track conditions. But Rob doesn't seem to be as quick as he has been in previous rounds. But at the moment, he's stuck behind Peter Mikas and Nicola Kochi as well.
One thing that we did miss while we were watching our leaders was that Pekka Risto got finally passed by Pawlowski. It was an overtake in the makings for the past 2 laps, and it seems like somewhere along this lap, Ron Pawlowski was able to get past Pekka Risto. So Pawlowski now 9th, Risto in 10th. Let's have a look though. Peter Mikas once again gets a nice run up to the chicane behind our Italian driver, that is Nicola Kochi. Once again, very well defending his position. And Mikas has to wait for another opportunity, and it might already be La Source, as he once again gets a better run than the Italian, but decides better off that he's trying the late apex out of La Source. Has a little bit of a countersteer going on there that loses him the momentum, but the draft will be with him. How much will it be with him though? Is it early enough for him to catch the Italian off guard? Let's have a look. He's much better through Radillon up the hill. Has to go to the left side once again, but he is much earlier side by side with the Italian halfway down Camel Straight. Already pretty much 1 car length ahead, and he has the position secured well before they start braking for Lecumbe.
Yeah, that was a great move by Mikas. Whoa! Yeah, I was about to say, Mikas set that move up pretty much in the exit of Radio, and he just carried so much more speed and more momentum and managed to get the run. And up into P4, and Kochi is under attack now from Rob Alnick because Mikas gets sideways.
That seemed to be a little bit of a mischief there. Maybe too early on that downshift, as right as it seemed to be time for a downshift, he lost his rear. But all good, he kept it all in the right direction. As I said, Rob Alnick just behind the gearbox of Nicola Kochi, so all of this fighting led to Rob Alnick catching them. Let's see how well Alnick can get past them. He's already up 1 position. So, yeah, good job from Alnick to get back to where he is right now after a little bit of a slow start to this race. Oh, that was a big mistake from Kochi. This might be the opportunity for Rob Alnick. He has to obviously wait till after Blanchimont for the big breaking point that is the chicane. But we're already on lap 5 of a 15 lap race. Oh, once again, just so much faster through Blanchimont that he nearly runs into the back of the car in front. That pretty much nullifies all the momentum he had through the turn, and once again, just not able to take any advantage of his better braking into the chicane.
And also just looking further back in the pack as well, Pekka Risto and
Rob Alnick is overtaking now Nicola Kochi into La Source, side by side out of it. The momentum is for Alnick. They're still side by side, running all the way down to Eau Rouge, down the old pit straight, and Nicola Kochi decides better of it and gives up their position. Oh, that was a really bad exit though for Rob Bolinick. He's still once again side by side, and Nicola Kochi retakes Rob Bolinick for 5th place. Oh, here comes Rob Bolinick on the brakes, and he's once again past a touch. But both of them keep it on the tarmac, and Rob Bolinick passed once again for 5th place.
Oh, absolutely bonkers stuff going on at the moment, and it looks like oh, sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. Coach is trying to make a move back up the inside and just getting a little bit feisty at the moment. And yeah, I was about to say as well, Pecorista and Thomas Torp are battling away for P10 and P11 at the moment. But yeah, it's better to stay in this battle because it's fantastic to watch at the moment. And might just be me, but my heart rate's just going up watching this.
Nicola Kochi once again tried a little bit of a look into No Name. It didn't really work out though. He lost a little bit of time. But once again through Piff and Path back to the rear of Rob Bolinick. Slightly Bolinick as always. Not as much as Obi Terrain Rate, but he always also is a little bit on the slight race driving style. Let's actually head back to the battle for 10th place between Pecorista and Thomas Torp, as once again Nicola Kochi tries for the inside on the run-up to Blanchimont. That's not a spot where we were really expecting anything. Neither did Rob Bolinick, as once again they're side by side into the chicane. The last part of this racing circuit. Nicola Kochi with the outside. It is the inside though for the left-hander here, and he is getting the better drive. Is he also getting the momentum? No, yes, maybe there's pretty much even Stevens going over the line. Nicola Kochi though on the outside of La Source. Rob Bolinick, he's matching the braking capabilities of Nicola Kochi. Nicola Kochi has to go the long way around though. So once again, Nicola Kochi back into 6th place.
This is a fantastic battle, and riding on board with Kochi heading up through Ruse and Radion, and if he gets a great run on the exit of Radion, he should get the slipstream on Olenek. And oh, look at the speed on the exit. He gets a great run on Olenek. And
oh, that's the grass. Nicola Kochi cars on the grass. No clue how he kept that all together, but watch out for the guy behind them, the yellow Lotus 49. That's the Flying Finn, Antti Kärinen. He is catching them by pretty much 2 seconds a lap.
Oh, on board with Antti as well, and he's catching up to these guys really quickly. But on the other hand, Ulrich and Kochi are just holding each other up and just costing each other time, and this is allowing Kärinen to catch up to them. And I don't like to say it, but I just got a feeling that the inevitable is going to happen and there's going to be an accident.
Hopefully you shall stay wrong between Kochi and Oldenik, 2 of the most respectable drivers in this series, like pretty much any of our top 5 in the series are. Rob Oldenik once again a little bit slow through Piff Path, just not really able to get his car turning, and also the switch not really agile with his Lotus 49. Once again allows Nicola Kochi to catch up to him. Look at that pole for there, much faster for Kochi, but has to brake mid-turn to allow for Rob Olnick, or Olnick's car to be there. Once again the run for Kochi, he's so much stronger on the top speed part here. Let's see how this is gonna happen into 18 and 19 under the Bridgestone bridge. They once again go, and look at that, Nicola Kochi once again goes to the inside though, as Olnick did allow for that. Feels very confident on the brakes, but that might bite him right now. So look at that, the drive for Kochi comes in place into La Source. He now has the inside. He's able to brake later, secures the apex as well, and Rob Olnick back into 6th place. But maybe the momentum now out of the acceleration zone better for him. Let's have a look all the way up to Rouge and Radillo riding on board the engine of Kochi.
Yep, and the battle's going on for P12 at the moment. It looks like it's between Andrew Schumacher, Arturo Rees, and David Rossi. So got a 3-car battle at the moment, and these guys have been relatively close for quite some time. And yeah, apart as we're just about to go and have a look at this the battle now on your screens.
Yeah, Rob Olnick did suck up, but not enough to make an overtaking maneuver there on Nicola Kochi. So we're looking back at P number 12 under Schumacher right now, leading that one. Antonio Rees, 13th, and in behind that is David Rossi. But they're also not really able to make any overtaking maneuvers here, as the 31 of Andrew Schumacher is still leading that pack. Let's have a look even further back at the peak performance driver of this series. It's Donald Peak, defending 18th place from Terry Trumshauser.
Rider on board with Terry at the moment as well, and they putting Donald under huge pressure as well. And well, he's not really close, but he's just keeping him in sight. And yeah, Donald Peak has been a regular in this car for quite some time, and might not always be the quickest, but he's always finishing races, or just about finishing races most of the time.
Yeah, top people are starting to separate a little bit. Klerch and Trengorate are 3.5 seconds apart now for the lead. So Klerch has been able to shake the Norwegian. Let's actually have a little bit of a look at our number one driver. Has led every single lap thus far over Trengorate. Just can't keep up anymore with the pace. Seems like Mick Klerch most definitely did set up his car for the latter stages of this race. Rafael Dorado still third, fourth place Peter Mikkelsen, and we have once again the battle pack for fifth place. Nicola Kochi right now leading that pack with Rob Olenek is sixth, and third place Antti Keränen, the Flying Finn F2 Championship leader. He might be looking very strong here for the second part of this race.
Yep, and this will be a good result for Antti as well, considering he seems to be he's doing pretty well.
Rob Olnick side by side with Nicola Kochi, and he's once again re-overtaking for Kochi P number 5. And yeah, this is starting to be quite a battle between those two. I think that's the fourth time we've seen them change positions. Nicola Kochi once again tries to go to the inside, actually makes it happen, as there's a little bit of a mistake as well from Rob Olnick to help facilitate that pass, or does he? They're still side by side into no name. Turn number 9, a little bit of a slide for Nicola Kochi. This might even be an opportunity there for Antti Keränen, and in behind he is getting the momentum, but decides better of it. He wants to have none of that battle.
Yeah, Antti just needs to think about the F2 Championship at the moment. Since he's leading it, he just needs to finish this race, and if he finishes where he is, it'll be a good haul of points, and it'll help him increase that gap to David Rossi in the championship. Rossi's down in P14 at the moment, so at the moment if Keränen finishes where he is, that will help him increase that gap.
Starting to separate ever so slightly. Let's have a look if Kochi is able to do something into the bus stop. If not, we're gonna go back and look at the battle for P number 10 between Pekka Risto and Thomas Topp. But let's first see what happens here through Blanchimont. Once again, a better run for Nicola Kochi. He is even going a little bit wide. There might have been another off track for him. Has to be careful, as you don't want to really rack up a lot of incident points, as once again a little bit of a mistake for Rob Olnick. This might lead to Nicola Kochi trying to do once again something into La Source. Rob Olnick once again not defending the inside. Once again, just not really wanting to do anything. He wants to have to run there up to Lecumbe, it seems like. Very interesting tactics there from Rob Ryan.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that what Rob's doing though, because on the exit of Radion he can get the slipstream, and he's got a great run on the exit of Radion, and he's got the overspeed on Kochi.
Or does he? Seems like he had to put on the binders there a little bit. But look at Antti Keränen. He's really having the steep, but once again decides better of it. This leads Rob Olnick and Nicola Kochi to find it out side by side through Lecumbe. That's a slide from Nicola Kochi. He's really wide. That might even lose him the position. Nope. Keränen says once again, no, thank you very much. But Nicola Kochi nearly fights back on Rob Olnick into Brussels. They once again go there. Look at this. Once again, side by side, has his nose in, has about half a car length in. But Rob Olnick, the next one, is a left-hander, so he has the inside for that no-name corner. This Lap number 10, still side by side for Nicola Gucci. He's getting the better gear shifts, it seems like, running a better gear ratio than the New England driver. Tries to set up Piff Path here. Let's have a look. He's going to the right side once again, the inside for Piff and Path. But it seems like Nicola Gucci not able to do much. Or is he around the outside of Path maybe? He's really trying to go for it. And now through Club they go side by side. Still is has lasted for about 4 corners now. Still side by side. Poor Paul Ferrer it is. Nicola Gucci, a little bit of a slide there, but he's still having the momentum over Rob Olnick. And look in behind Antti Kerinen, really not knowing what he wants to do with all of that opportunity he is getting here. As Rob Olnick once again has to go behind. 6th position once again is for the US driver.
Yeah, and Kerinen is just I don't think he wanted to go for a move. He just kind of he decided to back out of it and not do anything silly. Just tucking behind these two guys, and I'm amazed that at some point Coetzee and Olnick have not had any contact. That's amazing, but great racing between these guys. Fantastic to watch.
And the battle that I once wanted to go to P number 10 between Risto and Thomas Torp has been decided as Thomas Torp found himself somewhere into the barrier, stuffed his car, and he is out of the race for good. Oh, a little bit of a slide there for Nicola Gucci, and because we were talking about not doing anything stupid in the case of Antti Kerinen, the two in front of him, Rob Olnick and Nicola Gucci, they are doing something very stupid because they are now also getting caught by Ron Paczlowski. You can see him in the background, that green car, and Sebastian Tixier, as once again Rob Olnick to the inside of Lecumbe. Side by side, that has been cleared out very fast this time around. But as a slow car, that is Cedric Rousselet nearly coming together. Those two are, and Nicola Gucci. How did that work out? Nobody knows, but everyone lives to fight another day. It's actually going to replay there because I nearly think that Gucci and Olnick actually had a touchdown run.
Yep, just look at the replay now. They're coming into Lecumbe, and ooh, well, I have to say I'm amazed that wasn't contact, and yeah, everyone just the back marker tried to get out of the way as quickly as possible, and just caused a bit of a bottleneck effect, and everyone bunched up.
And while we were on the replay, Ron Paczlowski did overtake Antti Kerinen, maybe because of all that kerfuffle. Really don't know right now, but either way, Ron Paczlowski, he is in 7th place, and we're gonna show you that replay because we have it. Seems to be into Puhan. Oh, and Kerinen just runs very wide once again through the Puhan, and that's how Paczlowski got past. Paczlowski now up to 7th place. Antti Kerinen's thinking about his F2 championship, now in 8th place. Sebastian Tixier still 9th place. And maybe Ron Paczlowski can shake up this battle, because I don't think he's gonna wait like Antti Kerinen did.
Absolutely not. I think if he gets a chance or a sniff of a move or a chance, he'll go for it. And I think these guys are realising now with four laps remaining in this race that basically the gloves are off.
Gloves are off, very much so. 4 laps to go for our Warriors. And yeah, I don't know, I'm running a little bit out of superlatives for this battle here. It is a very great battle to watch, let's be honest about it, but it is very stupid because Ron Paczlowski, he was nowhere near them 3 laps ago, and now he is starting to take on the attack of Nicola Gucci, who's starting to drop back a little bit on.
That's the thing, though. These guys, like Mikas, not Mikas, but Pekaristo's had issues.
Pekaristo, yes, side by side with Reese, and he is now passed. That was quite a big gap between those two, wasn't it? About a lap ago. So I wonder if there was something. No, actually, Reese just was always there. And Aristo now into 11th place because of this pass. Just better on the brakes Antonio Reese was. So the apparent driver now into 10th place. Starting from 15th, that's 5 positions up for him. Very good drive so far.
Yeah, it's been a great It's been a great race by Antonio. It's been a bit of a quiet race as well. On the other hand, he's not really been caught up in any incidents. He's just been going about his business, keeping out of trouble, and at the moment he up in the top 10. So a great race from Antonio and been keeping it clean.
Keeping it clean very much. It's also pretty much the name of the game for the battle for P6, but not so much for overtraining rate as it. Oh no, it was lap car issues. Oh, wow! Great reactions though by overtraining rate to not only avoid the slow car, but also to avoid hitting the barrier. Inches apart.
Yeah, that was very close. I think Gove just went into Blanchimont, and at the last second, the back marker just tried to get out of the way and in an awkward place, and yeah, just it wasn't intentional. But back up at the front, the battle between Rob Olnick and the coach is going on as well.
Yeah, this has, by the way, sent Training Rate from second all the way back to fourth place now, 5 seconds behind third place Peter Mikos. So we're right now, job review down onto Rob Olnick and Nicola Cochi. Nicola Cochi, the Italian, once again has caught back of Rob Olnick. And the battle is back on for fifth. Ron Vasilowski just in behind them with Antti still on the gear of Ron Vasilowski. But look at this, Nicola Cochi once again out of the last part of the queue, but just can't do anything about it. Now heading to go back down the valley. Nicola Cochi, a little bit of a slide there on for turn number 9, but also Rob Olnick. He was really late on catching that, but this gives the battle back to Nicola Cochi. Looks to the inside, but decides better of it. Nicola Cochi and Rob Olnick, the story of this race. A race-long battle for 5th place pretty much already, and I don't think it's gonna end until the checkered flag has been.
Indeed, and yeah, this is pretty much the main battle going on at the track at the moment. There's nothing really much else going on, and these two guys have been pretty much. Coachy runs wide a little bit, and that was someone in the background. My bad.
That was actually Ron Vasilowski who lost the position back down together, and then he had. Oh no, actually he had a moment too. Just seeing that on my replay. As we actually go into replay, Nicola Cochi will maybe make a pass on Rob Vasilowski, so Rob Olnick. So we're gonna stay on this replay here for maybe also this pass. No, we're not. We're gonna go back to the live pictures because Rob Olnick was able to defend that pass. Nicola Cochi is still in 6th place, but ahead of them, that is a battle for positions of lap cars. That's for Pete number 26. As Douglas Nelson and Gary Anderson are fighting at that one out. Right ahead of Rob Olnick. This is heading into Rouge. This is maybe going to go well. Yes, it is. Look at Douglas Nelson. Very nicely done from him. But Rob Olnick got held up by Gary Anderson out of front. This gives the run to Nicola Cochi. Nicola Cochi side by side with him now. He is having the momentum, and this might be once again a little bit of a decider here in this battle, as Nicola Cochi able to even defend and cut across the nose of Rob Olnick going into Lacoon, but Antti and Ron Vasilowski very much on the tail of those two, as Rob Olnick tries to be a little bit aggressive out of Lacoon. Doesn't work out for him.
Unfortunately not, and again, look at the size of this battle going on now. It was 2 cars, now we've got about a 4-car battle going on now with Cochi Olnick, Karenin and Pawlowski.
So we are soon approaching white flag matches in this race while Nicola Cochi tries to defend from Rob Olnick. A defense and a battle that has gone on, I think, since lap number 4 in this race. So pretty much 12 laps will be in this battle, as we're gonna head to Mick Clutch because he's ready to take the white flag in this race out of Blanchimont. Second last time into the bus stop, 50 meters into it right left and onto pit straight he goes for the penultimate time of this race. A white flag in the air for Mick Claridge as we once again head back to the battle for 5th place. Rob Bolnick trying to get back onto the back of Nicola Gocci. There we have the live pictures. Italian very comfortably into the chicane, but look at Antikerin and nearly spinning out. And that leaves the door open for Roman Kozlowski. He says thank you very much and goes past into P number 7. So this has broken up this battle. We have P number 5 and now also a battle for P number 7. Who is going to take what position in these 4 positions? Robonic a little bit slow out of La Source. This might leave a very comfortable gap to Nicola Gocci going at least through Lacombe. Let's have a look. Very aggressive over the inside curve at the top of the mountain. Seems like he's not going to be able to really close into Lacombe. How about Antikerin and in behind? Same thing for him. Not close whatsoever to Roman Kozlowski. There we can see those two. But Rob Olnick on the brakes. He was better than Nicola Gocci. Really closed in now. It's about a car length in between those two. Though a slow exit out of La Source leaves him a little bit stranded there. Oh, that was a little bit too aggressive into Brussels. Catches the slide. Has another one out of it. Very well saved for him. But this might have been the last nail in the coffin for this battle. And all the hopes of a top 5 finish for Rob Olnick. How is it in behind? There you can see it on your greens. Roman Kozlowski, he is still sound and safe in behind for 7th place. Let's head to our 1st place driver, Mick Claridge, UK&I driver. He has once again been a very dominant force. Just don't do anything stupid here, Mick. Just keep it on the black stuff and you're gonna win the Spa-Francorchamps event. Round number 8 is gonna go to Mick Claridge, the number 1 driver. Started in 1st, led every lap. He's gonna finish in 1st place. Give it up for your winner here today. Rafael Dorado will finish in 2nd place with Peter Meekes not far behind in 3rd. Over Trangorid another 5 seconds behind in 4th place as he has a little bit of a mistake himself into the bus stop chicane. Nicola Gocci 5th place for him. Robojnik 6th. Roman Kozlowski in the end 7th. And Antikerin tops of this battle in the 8th.
Yeah, the battle is going on between Donald Peake and Andreas Bruno for P19 and P20, and this battle's been getting closer and closer each lap towards the end, and it looks like these guys will be pretty much battling right up into the final corner. But it looks like Andreas Bruno is closed up right under braking, and Donald runs wide a little bit in the middle of the corner. And Andreas Bruno, if he gets a great run heading up to Blanchimont, he could try and make a move either before Blanchimont or after Blanchimont, heading up to the bus stops again.
Let's have a see. Oh, that was a really bad exit out of Paul Ferrer for Anders Bruno. That gives a lot of momentum to the favor of Donald Peake. Let's have a look how he is able to manage Blanchimont, the hardest corner of this track that is still remaining, and he's making it beautifully through, even did hit the inside curb. Donald Peake, once again a peak performance by him, started in 26th, finishes in 19th place.
Yeah, the battle for P22 and P23 is coming up to the final chicane as well, and Philippe Elkhart is going to take P22 and hold on, with even though he's got no front end.
Yeah, those were the last few cars to cross the finish line. So with that, the race might be over here in Spa-Francorchamps, but the show is far from done. We're going to step aside for just a few moments to take a breather, but we will be quickly back for the post-race show where we will run you down the official finishing order, talk to some of the drivers, and close off an eventful race. So don't step away too far, as GSRC will be back after these messages. welcome you all back to Grand Prix Legends Post. Today's show streaming to your home on a global SimRacing channel via the iRacing eSports network. Are you interested in advertising with GSRC? Our channel's 1 million monthly global impressions are a great way to get your branding seen by a diverse audience. Follow the link in the description to learn more. Also, as you can see in the background already, Mick Cledge, your winner atop the sheets once again. He's starting first, finishing first, led every lap, and nearly easy glide apart from the first 6 or 7 laps, where he was challenged by Overtrain Grade 2, ultimately finished in 4th place. In between, that was Rafael Dorado in 2nd and Peter Mikus in 3rd place because of a late race spin of the Norwegian to send him down to 4th place. Nicola Kochi, in the very end, he was able to defend his 5th place in a race-long battle against Rob Olenek. Ron Pachnowski finished in 7th with Antti Kerronen just behind in 8th. Sebastian Dixier gained 1 position to finish in 9th. And a great drive from a very quiet Antonio Rees, up 5 positions into 10th place.
Heike Risto finishes in 11th. In 12th place was Andreas Schumacher. 13th was Andrien with the 2nd place man in the F2 Championship. David Rossi finishing in 14th. 15th was Yanni Lyman. 16th was Emmanuel Pereira. 17th was Warren Watkins. Dave Colin finished in 18th. Donald Peake having a decent race in 19th. And Andres Bruno finishing in 20th.
Randy Howe in 21st, Philippe Urquhart finished in 22nd, Terry Trommelshauser 23rd, Luke Greenfield, the last car on the lead lap, finished in 24th. The rest of the field will run down your screen. Meanwhile, we're going to talk to the winner of the race. It's Mick the Rich Claridge. Mick, how tough was it out there today? At least the track temperature, I would say, was very modest for you guys.
Hi guys. Yeah, track temperature was everything today, and it has been all week. You know, I mean, I didn't get into the car until Thursday, so testing, and Raphael will probably say the same thing. We hit an overcast session. No one knew, you know, we didn't know what to do with the tires, and then we got to the race today, and it was right in the middle of 2 settings on the car. You know, you either run 18 psi or 17.5, and I got through qualifying. I ran 18s in qualifying, and I only had 1 lap, and I burnt the tires, so I didn't even bother trying on the 2nd lap. And then I thought, okay, well, that's the case, so I'll run 17.5s in the race. It looked quite cloudy, didn't it, up there? But we didn't really see the cloud come over the track at all. But I was really hoping for that, because I was starting to burn the tires up a bit. So everything was on the tires today. Ask Raphael what he was using. I'll guarantee he'll tell you it was 18s. And then I nearly blew the engine up as well, right at the start. Yeah, I mean, I was having pain, you know, at the start because I was running the low pressures. So I just thought, okay, I'm going to have to do a bit of blocking here with Uber. So that worked out just, you know, and then I over-revved the engine like I've never done before. I've got a mate watching, Denise, she'll tell you how many engines I blow up normally in real life. But yeah, it was quite tough. That's what you asked me to start, didn't you?
That was in very deep the question I had for you. Mick, we had Spa-Francorchamps, most definitely one of the tougher tracks for the Lotus 49 out there. Next week, we're going to go to a different challenge. It's a tricky triangle. It's Pocono. What do you expect there?
Oh, I'll tell you, the first thing to expect is you guys are going to love it, because we've got no cautions. So it's just going to be from start to finish that week. And it's just going to be brilliant. I can't wait. I love that track. You know, it doesn't really seem like an oval. It's not an oval track, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like a unique sort of circuit, you know, where every corner is different. It's quite flat. There's hardly any banking. So it's all about getting off the corners. So it's going to be really good. I'm really looking forward to it. The last broadcast race we had there was horrible, you know, cautions every 5 laps or whatever, you know, so it's going to be really different. It's going to be great.
Well, I always loved the cautions because I was always one of the guys that went from the back to the front of the field in those cautions. Either way, Mick, congrats on your win, and good luck for next week, because I think you might need it.
I know I'll need it, yeah. I know I'm going to need it, because I've seen certain people practicing offline doing their private hosted sessions. I'm speaking about you, Raphael. I've seen you on your practice sessions. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It is gonna be a tough race, but yeah, bring it on, man. It's gonna be good.
Going to be good, very indeed. Mick, thanks for talking to us, and congrats once again on your win here today.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.
That was Mick Claridge. Next up, it's Rafael Dorado talking to Ryan Walker.
Yeah, Raphael finishing in second place after a pretty quiet but a clean race as well at the same time. And Raphael, that race was pretty good for you. Talk about it from your perspective.
Well, it was a great race for me. Even though I was alone most of the time, it was really, really tough because there are so many corners in this track that you are just one small slip away from completely wrecking, like in Rouge, Radion, and Blanchimont. So every lap, the chances of wrecking are so high. I did a ton of practice to try to keep up with Mick Claridge, but unfortunately today he was just too fast and he pulled away a huge gap. On Thursday, I managed to stay a little bit close. I managed to finish within 1 second of him, but I'm sure he put a lot of work from Thursday to today, and now he's just completely gone.
Yeah,
That's me, of course.
I was just going to say, I think apparently, or correct me if I'm wrong, a certain Christian Challoner has been doing some work with you. So, is that correct? And if so, has it been a massive help for you?
Oh yeah, I've been working with Christian in his Discord about setups and vehicle dynamics, and I really like his approach, his method of developing setups and structuring practice. And as Mick mentioned in the interview right now, I already started to practice for Pocona because this is going to be my first oval race ever, and I know nothing about oval racing. So I really need to put some extra effort if I want to have any chance of being in the lead pack.
And with regards to the tire presses, what sort of tire presses were you running? Were you running low tire presses around Spa? And if so, with regards to the tire press, did you set them up for the track temperature?
Yeah, most of my practice I was doing 18.5, but I was practicing in a little bit warmer weather. And in the race, I just decided to take them down by 1 click. And it seemed to work.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on the second place again, Raphael. And we'll look forward to seeing you at Pocoro. Before we let you go, is there anyone that you want to give any thanks to?
Yeah, I would like to thank all the Lotus 49 community. Those guys are great. I'm very happy to be a part of it. I want to thank Christian, of course, for helping me with driving and setups and practicing and all that. And of course, thank you guys from the broadcast. I love watching the broadcast. I watch all of them. I watch the broadcast of all other series as well, and I really enjoyed them. So thank you guys for a really good job.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth, Raphael, and we look forward to seeing you on track next week. And up next, I believe, Stefan, you have Rob Olnick, who finished in P6.
Very much so. By the way, in case you're wondering, 18 psi, that's 124 kilopascal, in case you're using the metric system. Rob, very interesting battle you had there for Nicola Kochi, lasting pretty much all the race, pretty much every corner. You were side by side at least at one point. How did it feel out there?
It was an interesting race. Hi, Stefan and Ryan. I think Nicola was struggling just a little bit in the beginning with Peter and me behind him. And eventually Peter got by. And then I tried to get by. And it was kind of debating, do I follow or do I let, hopefully maybe he follows and it gives us a chance to catch back up. But it just seemed like both of us, when we got in front of the other guy, drove worse. So that wasn't going to happen. So it was like, you know what? It's just going to be me versus him, and we're going to battle hard this whole race. It's funny, though. Nicola, when I first started driving the 49, one of my first races at Watkins. He, on I think it was lap 1, 2 or something like that, he dove up so bad inside on the toe of the boot, took me out of the race, and I had a little bit of a negative opinion for him for a while. I never voiced it. And I think when you get a first impression of somebody, that always sticks with it a little bit. I like him a lot as a guy and stuff, but I haven't had many battles with him. But he's a really clean racer, and I've never seen anything like that. It's just that first little thing. So today I had thought about that just a little bit in the beginning, and I'm like, no, just get that out of your head. Like, you're going to have a fun race with him. He's a good guy, and he's a good racer. And it was awesome. I mean, we were tight a lot today. We were really, really close. We might have even bumped once, but it was minor.
Very much so. Rob, very interesting race today. Probably a very interesting race next week. What are your thoughts on the Tricky Triangle?
I actually think of all of the ovals we've done in the past, I like Pocono the most. It's not just an oval, and there's I think I don't know what corner it's called, but the one kind of halfway on the back straight is maybe yeah. That one, it takes skill to drive that corner well, and I think you'll see a big difference between the guys that can take that corner fast or not. But every oval we go to is just a totally different dynamic of a race. I mean, I think without cautions, I don't even know. I think you probably would want to be a little more conservative because you definitely don't want to end up way back. But it'll be my first time ever doing an oval race without a caution. But the track's a ton of fun. I think the racing will be great. And Mick says it's so weird. You'd think he needs to have luck to win there. And it just seems like so many times he still manages to pull it off, even at the ovals. You really think there's got to be some luck involved, but he just manages to find that little advantage somehow and can pull it off. So if I had to put my money on someone, I'd put it on him. I'd like to win, but I'd put it on him still.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be honest with Mick. He has luck booked to himself. You can't jinx that guy. He's always going to win if he has the right car underneath him.
I'm still here, don't you guys?
Yeah, he deserves it too. You do. Yeah.
Well, Rob, thanks for your insights there on the Tricky Triangles and your feel with it. Once again, I'm going to say congrats on your 6th place finish, because it could have ended also in drama, but you both very respectable drivers, and you showed it once again out there, not colliding a single time with each other. And yeah, good luck for your home race.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. No. I don't even, where the heck is Pocono? Ohio or something? It's Ohio, right? Pennsylvania? I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm from Rhode Island, so it's, I don't know, maybe like 700 miles away. I don't know what it is. Maybe less, actually, 500, but I don't know. But I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Well, that was about the biggest crash Rob Olenek had this week. But with all of that done, we would once again like to thank everyone on track today for a great show, and especially the Lewis 49 community for contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Right now on your screen, you can see all the companies that provide us with their great hard and software GSRC uses to deliver you the best possible show. Additional thanks goes to June Ladon, who provides us with her great masterpieces. See the screen for how to get a hold of more of her great work. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, please visit us at globalsimracingchannel.com. You can also find us on the social media platforms, Twitter with @GSR Channel, Facebook at Facebook.com/globalsimracingchannel, or on Instagram at GSRC_RAM. All of the upcoming races for our other series are now sliding across your screen, so check them out and mark them down in the calendar to not miss another second of exciting racing action. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, Sean, Ryan, and Dougie, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in as Mick Claridge took away the victory here in virtual Belgium. With that said, until next time, servus and sayonara, and as always, race hard, race clean, and we'll see you on the track.